Alright. So, when you go for a head and arm choke, again, I need that shoulder to be driving into the neck, and then my biceps going to be driving into the neck on that other side. So I'm using my neck to kind of close up that space. Now, if I go here, you notice that when I'm driving in here, my shoulder rises and goes into my neck. It's not just like straight in. But if I go up here, it becomes hard for that shoulder to rise, right? And so this is a pretty good defense for that head and arm choke. Now, I do have a hand relatively free, and I can straighten that out or move it across and then quickly go back and finish that. But sometimes I can't do it. So I get down into this head and arm choke here, and I'm really low to the ground here. Now, probably be more like this, but here we are. And so he's doing that little telephone defense where he's answering a phone. He's got his elbow top to the ceiling. Now, I could put my head up to his elbow here, and I could grab his wrist, and I can start to look up, and then I can get this kind of shoulder lock that's there. Or I go from this chain grip, and I'm going to grab my bicep. And so I'm pressuring into his shoulder, and then I shove across, and I get kind of this reverse rear naked choke position, and then I can start to drive down. This is going to be more of a trachea crush. It's up to him. This is why I remembered it, because let's talk about trachea crushes. If he looks to the side, then he's going to get a regular blood choke. If he keeps looking straight up, he's going to get my forearm, my radius and ulna into his trachea there, and he doesn't necessarily want that. So this is much easier with a gi, right? With a gi, what I would do is I would grab the inside of my cuff here, and then when I move my head across, I shoot across, I grab palm up into my gi here, and then I do kind of a wrist curl with both wrists. And you'll see when I do that, if I'm here, it closes that box, thus a box choke. It's also known as an Ezekiel. Old judo names and whatnot, so this is in case you're wondering. So I get here, I grab my own bicep, and then I shoot across. Now, I don't really want him to know that I'm doing this, and he's kind of obstructing his own view by doing that telephone defense. So I'm here, and I start to lift up, and I come here. I don't need to pressure him with my shoulder anymore, because now it's my arms doing that work, and I kind of finish it very similar to a rear naked choke. So I'm going to be pushing down and be crunching and closing that space. So that is your box choke from the head and arm choke defense. Just because we're kind of here right now and we are discussing it, there is a very common entry into this, and this is one of the few submissions that you can kind of get from the guard, but you have to be really, really careful because you are at a disadvantage when you're in the guard, right? But let's say I'm in the mount, where I have the advantage. So I'm in this low mount position. I'm going to underhook the head, and I move my body off to the side. Now, usually here, like, I don't necessarily have to have this arm in. In fact, it's easier if it's not. So I'm here and I'm blocking his view here. He doesn't know what I'm doing, and I'll usually try to get that sleeve grip, or in this case, I'm going to get that bicep grip. It's a little bit hard because, again, this punching bag is way bigger than a human. So from here, I'm going to keep pressuring in like I'm trying to get like some kind of weird choke here, and then I'm going to lift my head up and my arm at the same time, and then I get that position here, right? If I'm here and my head's up and he knows exactly what I'm doing, his hands are going to be up here and it's going to be fighting me. I'm not going to be able to get this across his neck. So I need to really be obstructing that, and I'm going to have maybe my hand attached to the side of my head, and I move my head to the other side with my hand. And that's going to give me that crossover here. But again, if he sees what's going to happen, he's going to start to defend that, right? And then I can just kind of chop down on that one. So that's going to be your entry into that Ezekiel box choke from the mount and from that head and arm choke position. All right, guys, next time.